Welcome, everybody, to the Garden State. EA Sports coverage of the NFL finds us at MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford, New Jersey. This the scene just before we came on air. This New York crowd fired up by the arrival of their G-men as they burst from the locker room. They're ready to go as the Giants get set to match up with the New Orleans Saints. They'll run for the first time with Saquon Barkley. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35.
Well, there's plenty of real estate for him to maneuver on that run, and let's face it, it shouldn't be a surprise. He's one of the better backs in the league. Had to come into this game with the idea, slow him down, otherwise it's going to be a long afternoon.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Now Saquon Barkley. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down. Well, this defense for the Saints, they were terrific last week in the victory over Buffalo.
And what keyed their victory? The pass rush. Got to the quarterback 6 times for sacks, and plenty of other turbulence in the pocket for him as well. Hard to throw the ball downfield when all you're seeing is opposing jerseys come at you.
The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. He'll look to throw. And he's taken down here by the Saints. Pete Werner, he brought the pressure on the blitz, and he gets there for a loss of 12. And some secondary help here for the defense in the nickel on 3rd and long. They'll drop to throw. Going to throw right side here, complete. And he gets this to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out.
And that's how you pick up a 1st down. Not only does he make the catch, but has enough body control to get his feet down inbounds, toe tapping and dragging to make sure he gets it done.
So in Saints territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line. They're going to look to throw. Throw left side, complete to Tony. And some space here. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20.
Well, I think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons, weapons everywhere, and they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people, but you absolutely know they want to get this man involved as well, and that's what they just did on that play.
Check, check. Check, nickel, nickel, nickel. Tighten up, tighten up, tighten up.
fights him off. And he'll be out of bounds, taking it just shy of the 10 at the 11 or the 12.
He's out of bounds at the 12-yard line. 4 yards on the pickup. 2nd and 6.
The play action fake. They'll look to throw. Now this is intercepted. He was trying to get it to Davis. Picked off with great anticipation. And the Saints are going to take possession of the football as they force the turnover on the opening drive. So far this season, this defense has had their issues against the pass, so that's a great sign for them to get the early pick.
Yeah, confidence builder for them and an absolute shock for the quarterback because he went into it. He saw the numbers we saw. He watched him on tape. I think he came into this one thinking this is going to be a big day, and it very well could be. But early in this one, advantage defense.
A first down run, good for about 3. 2nd and 7 coming up. Charles, you talk about this defense, and they're in for a tough test, playing a team working on a 3-game win streak. But their head coach very confident in his guys' chances when he spoke to the media earlier this week.
I'd call him brimming with confidence, and he should be. Because if that's what he needs to do to fire up his guys, he should do so. And he's telling everybody, we've got a locker room full of guys ready to step up, and he's making sure that he believes it so that he hopes that his players will as well.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. They'll look to throw here. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked up by the USC man, Adoree Jackson. And they will finally stop him, but a great return. Gets that football all the way down to the 16-yard line. So a first interception thrown for him there, and that really not the best decision either.
Not at all, and that's something he did not do in their victory last week. No interceptions in that game, but this defense, they're able to take advantage of an early mistake. Now let's see if they're going to turn it into points.
A first down carry for Barkley. And he's able to get this inside the 10 now to the 9. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
That's a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They don't have great leverage, and they're easily blocked and turned to the side.
Second and 3. That's complete. He's got Barkley out of the backfield. And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line. You think about this strong safety position, you know, they're the more bulkier guys in the free safety, but that time great athleticism to hustle in and break up that play.
And I think really good defenders can sniff out those screen passes, just something that they can feel, something that they can sense about how the quarterback drops back or how the linemen are just a little slow to block the oncoming rushers. He read it perfectly, got in there, and made the play.
And his top speed, as computed by Next Gen Stats, not bad. He was pushing 20 miles an hour. Heck of a play there to get to him quickly and get him down for a loss.
I think they did a really nice job getting ready for this game, scouting, watching film, and understanding defensively what the play design was.
2nd and goal from the 6 this time. It's Barkley on the counter. He gets him a little bit closer. He takes it from the 6 inside the 5 to the 4.
His path became similar to almost running a stretch play, didn't it? Trying to find a crease, anywhere to put his foot in the ground and cut back. It just never materialized.
Now, they'd really like to make the short field pay off. We'll see if they can, but this is 3rd and goal. They'll set up to throw. Oh, not sure he saw the linebacker there as that's batted down and incomplete.
Quarterbacks work all the time on manipulating a defense with their eyes and their head movement. In this case, he just stared the receiver down. That allowed for excellent coverage, able to knock that one away.
So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well. And kudos to you. You didn't jinx him.
On the return, Deontay Harris. And he will be brought down here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the 17. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, only gave up 3 points off of that, so it shouldn't be a difficult hole to overcome.
It really shouldn't, as long as they're not listening to the chatter coming from the other side, because when you throw a pick, look, I know defensive backs, they have a tendency to be a little bit loud after they take one away, but they also have a tendency to gamble a little bit more, thinking they'll get a second one. Maybe they can take advantage of that with some double moves.
And he's finally taken down, and it's a big gain there on what will turn out to be the final play of this first quarter. 3-0 after 1 on EA Sports. So the line of scrimmage moves all the way across the 50 now as they come up 1st and 10. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. He's got his all-pro receiver, Michael Thomas. And they do finally get him, but he makes it all the way to the 6. A big-time play there for New Orleans.
I think this defense was still trying to recover from that last play, so you wonder if they were ready for this one. You have to imagine their defensive coaches are yelling at them to get focused, because if they don't, more plays like that will result in giving up points.
Now a chance to make that big play really hurt. It's 1st and goal just outside the 5. Back to throw here. Sliding out of the pocket. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. The sack sets him back a full 10 yards there on 1st and goal. Protection certainly going to need to be a bit better here on 2nd and 16. On play action, they'll throw. And he's got it. Touchdown, Saints. A great play there with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Saints have taken the lead. Lutz with the extra point, and that makes it a 7-3 lead. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. This taken in at the goal line. And he had no room to run as he's tackled down inside the 20. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. And you know, it's certainly a lot of football left to play. We're not into December yet, but right now where we stand, they're in first place in their division, looking really good and looking to be a threat come January.
And are you one of those early holiday shoppers, partner? Are you one of those guys get your list done? Because I think about what every team has on their holiday shopping list right now. What's the number 1 goal? Make the playoffs. Number 2, win your division. Number 3, and I think the biggest goal of all, try to get the number 1 seed so you get that first round bye and ensure you don't have to go anywhere in January and hopefully get to the Super Bowl that way.
They'll try again with the arm here on second down. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
They have to like what they've done defensively here at the outset of this drive. They forced a couple of incomplete passes, bring up a 3rd and 10. Don't be surprised to bring a little pressure on this snap.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. He'll drop to throw. And this pass broken up. The contact well timed there, and now 4th down. And the Giants send out their punter now, standing right on his own 5-yard line. They only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. 31 yards on the punt there. And the Saints will take over with a 1st down and 10. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. And Charles, if the season ended today, and it's not going to, we still have December left.
More football.
We're only in November, but they would be a wild card team, and that's great. They'd be in the playoffs, but you know they're trying to bump up to be one of those division leaders.
That guarantees you at least one home game in the playoffs, and that's what you're really seeking. But there also isn't much margin for error for this team, right? Because right where they're sitting, a 2-game losing streak could have them out of the playoffs. So they've got to make sure they continue to keep the momentum going.
Absolutely. There's some sharks smelling blood in the water behind them. Now a 1st down carry. It's Kamara. And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. 2nd down.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Now back to throw. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Thomas. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down.
I always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, something short, shallow, going through defenders, using guys almost as screens in order to get open, that makes things tough for guys trying to get to the football.
On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. Yeah, this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on 3rd down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to.
And I think they'd be well served to take that type of a physical approach against him the rest of the game. He's had his way so far, but on that last one, that worked quite well for the defense.
So they'll pass on what would have been a 49-yard field goal attempt, and they're going for it on 4th down. They'll set up a throw. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete.
That's a big pickup of a first down. And you know that all week, both sides of the ball, offense and defense, are going through every situation. And in this case, the offensive guys had the right play dialed up because defensively, you work on fourth down situations as well.
And deflating for the defense. They can't get the stop here. Now a handoff. Here's Kamara. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. No gain on the play. It'll be second down. This defense against the run, by the way, they're not top 5, but they are top 10.
So what's your philosophy here? Do you try and run the ball against a team that's pretty good against the run? What if you're a pretty good running team? If so, you might want to go ahead and run it anyway because that's your strength.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. They'll get this out to Kamara. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead. Two minutes to play in this first half. 7-3, our score. On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. Oh, into a sea of defenders and intercepted. Picked off inside the 5. Past the 10 to the 11-yard line, and that's where the return stops. Charles, not only is that an interception, it's one when you were really knocking on the door for a touchdown inside the red zone.
You're actually thinking points. No matter what, at worst, you're thinking kicking a field goal and getting 3. We might look back on this in the second half and say, you remember when they didn't get points on that drive? This could cost them.
And able to get it across the 20 before they get to it. Right off the bat, it's a first down to start the drive, 12 yards. Just a simple tap pass, but it pays off in a big way.
And sometimes the simple stuff causes the most problems for a defense because there's a breakdown in communication there. When that receiver goes behind the line of scrimmage and it looks like he's going in motion, someone either has to go with him or he has to be passed off to another defender. Somehow they didn't get that.
And the Saints pressure gets him. Brought down for a sack. Marcus Davenport make that now 8 sacks for him on the season. The Giants going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. He'll look to throw. The throw for Tony is intercepted. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson with a pick. And his guys are going to get the football at the 28-yard line. He has just been a load for opposing offenses to account for. Now 8 interceptions on the year.
I love that number because I always think of center field. You know, when I hear 8, because that's the position you write in the scorecard in baseball. And what do good center fielders do? Take away all the alleys, right? They range deep and make a whole lot of great catches.
Wide open receiver complete. Touchdown, Saints. A great effort there. Touchdown number 15 of the year. And the Saints are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Lutz good on the extra point, and that pushes the lead up to 11. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. Taking it about the 1. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27.
At their own 27-yard line.
The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. There was still more than a minute to go in the half. Time to try to mount a drive.
And I would think that they would have to. This is today's NFL. You got to push it whenever you get an opportunity. You could never have enough points with the high-powered offenses that you face. And analytics will tell you, try and score when given the opportunity.
44 yards rushing for him now, and he's carried the ball just 5 times. A 1st and 10 here, and you know, if they could just get 3 out of this, something about whittling it to a 1-score game at half that might provide a psychological boost. Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete.
This defense has been very disruptive early on as they force another one to go awry.
Seems to be the front and the back end. Pass rush, they've been able to get home, and they're taking the ball away in coverage as well.
I love how you put it together. The front and back working in sync. Only way to play good defense.
2nd and 10.
Here we go. 50, 50. Mike 50. Big stop, G. Big 60. Hey, 50. 50's the money.
They'll look to throw. This one goes out wide for Barkley. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down. Now the Giants will use the 2nd of their 3 timeouts as they'll stop it with 25 seconds to go here in half number 1. And for the Saints here on 3rd down, an extra defensive back on the field. Looking to throw. Going deep downfield for Ross. And that is caught at the 10-yard line. Touchdown, Giants. John Ross, as the first half is winding down. And the Giants are able to cut into this lead in the final seconds of the first half. The extra point splits the uprights, and the lead is down to 4. So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started. And they'll take over with just 18 ticks remaining. He's going to go for a big play downfield. And he's got it. What a catch on the sideline. Now a timeout signaled for, and they'll get it with 10 seconds to go before halftime.
And the Saints, 1st down.
A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a 1st down in the red zone. Back to throw. Touchdown! A great play there in the final seconds of the first half. And the Saints will extend their lead here just before halftime. Lutz with the extra point, and that makes it a 21-10 game. So 6 seconds, all that remains of this first half as the kick is away. Taken at the goal line. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. And they'll indeed start on the ground to run that clock. And this will go as a gain of 7 as he gets it to the 30-yard line. So we have reached halftime with the visiting Saints out on top. As we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. All right, Coach, thank you very much as we welcome you back for quarter number 3. Set now to go for the third quarter. The Saints have the lead and set to receive the kick. Here's Harris to return it. And he'll be brought down right on the chalk of the 20.
The Saints take over first and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started. And, Charles, they've got the lead. I would imagine the overall halftime tone was a positive one, but what do you think the talking points were in the locker room?
Well, if there were 3 talking points at the half, partner, all of them were about turnovers because they were pretty loose with the ball. Otherwise, this lead could be even bigger. Now, I don't think that they overly harped on it, but I think they told them, guys, if you want to keep calling those plays that are exciting, you've got to take care of the ball. Otherwise, we may have to dial things back a little bit.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. On the ground, Kamara. And he'll work this forward for about 3 at 2nd down. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
2nd and 7. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Now they're staring at a 3rd and 8. That last play backwards a yard.
And that's what this defense is going to need to do more in the second half. Good pressure that time, forces some indecision in the backfield. He's going to wind up being taken down for a nice loss.
Out of the gun now on 3rd down. He finds his man complete. It's Stevens. And he is going to have a Saints 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the 3rd quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
2 first downs have them up near midfield now on 1st and 10. Here's Kamara off the draw. Pushing it, breaks the tackle, now an alley. Touchdown, New Orleans. Well, for Alvin Kamara, that speed-size combo, just about exactly what you want for a running back, and he uses that size, that strength to bust through a would-be tackler there. Lutz good on the extra point, and the lead is up to 18 now. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. They go play action here on 1st down. He'll rifle this one deep right side. And that's caught inside the 35. And all the way inside the 35 before he goes out of bounds. Now look, you're not going to be able to get this all back at once, but that certainly helps.
So you're saying 3 yards in a cloud of dust, not the strategy?
I go aerial attack.
Yeah, I think that's what has to happen. And if you're going to run it, you need to break off big chunks. We just saw a big play right there. They need plenty of those.
And he's going to hook up with his big tight end. Complete. 7 yards, the pickup there. Not a big window to throw. Coverage wasn't too bad there.
Yeah, they had him under wraps pretty well, but somehow able to muscle his way open and catch the ball.
Inside 4 minutes to go, third quarter. And he will score. Touchdown, Giants. Kadarius Toney, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Giants are able to draw a bit closer. Extra point right down the middle. And that'll make this now an 11-point deficit. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. Here's Harris to return it. And beyond the 20, but not by much. In fact, just a yard pass there to the 21. Now it looks like we'll get a timeout as there's a Saints player down here on the field. We'll get an update when we return to MetLife Stadium. The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started. Their lead down to 2 scores after the touchdown a moment ago as they start with a 1st and 10. And he'll work this forward for about 3 at 2nd down.
Well, that's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that feeling like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Flushed out right. He'll wind up with positive yardage. It's a gain of 3, but now it's 3rd down.
How about a tip of the cap to the defense? They're working against a very mobile quarterback, but all day long they've kept him under wraps. And on that play, they held him to a short gain.
Now the Giants will stop play as they take a timeout defensively. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this 3rd quarter. He finds his man complete. It's Stevens. And they work this well upfield across the 45. Catch number 100 for his career right there, and it's good enough to keep the chains moving. They'll look to throw here on 1st down.
He'll get this one underneath to Kamara.
Oh, he's got some breathing room. Touchdown, New Orleans. Alvin Kamara, his 10th touchdown of the season, 2nd of the game. And the Saints add on to their lead. Lutz with the extra point, and the lead is up to 18 now.
Makes the score Saints 35, Giants 17.
After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off.
The Giants take over 1st and 10. The Giants take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. I guess they have to feel a little gratified to at least get on the board last time, but still work to do.
No doubt about it. I wonder now if they're going to try to increase the urgency.
It got his man complete. Touchdown Giants. Kadarius Toney with his second touchdown of the game, number 7 on the year. And the Giants are able to cut into this lead. Point after, right down the middle. And that'll make this now an 11-point deficit. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. Here's Harris to return it. And he won't get this to the 20-yard line as he's down at the 19.
The Saints take over first and 10 at their own 19-yard line.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
They don't get the hook up there, but you really have to marvel at how precise he's been throwing the football these last couple weeks.
Oh, that's the perfect word for it, precise, because if you're at 70% or better 2 weeks in a row, you have a job as long as you want one in this league, won't you? I mean, let's face it, it's not just West Coast offense either. He's putting the ball downfield as well.
And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. He's going to look deep down the field. And that will be incomplete. Trying to dial up the long way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
Well, you most certainly don't want to go 3 and out here and give the football right back because your friend, Old Momentum, he's wondering if he should change sidelines about right now. And if you don't convert here, guess what? He's going to make the trek to the opposite side, and all of a sudden, you've got a battle on your hands.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. They'll drop to throw. Open man is Michael Thomas. And he is going to have a Saints first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
I'll tell you what, a lot of those mid-range throws have been available because sometimes teams get too concerned about the deep ball and they leave too much space in front of them. And these guys have been taking advantage so far.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. They'll run out of the gun with Kamara. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down.
Well, from an offensive perspective, that was a tough run because he only picked up 3 yards. Well, let's flip it over to the defensive side. They now have the advantage. 3 3-yard gains, that means they're punting the ball likely on 4th down. That's what you're looking for when you're playing defense.
2nd and 6. No, scratch that. 2nd and 7. He'll look to throw. Looking deep downfield. And he's unable to hold on to that defensively. A potential game changer, but it falls incomplete.
After what they've faced during this game where they've given up a ton of yards downfield, there has to be a measure of revenge right there for the secondary. They've been shredded throughout the game and finally forced an incompletion.
They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on 2nd down. They're going to look to throw. Going down the middle, and it's complete. And he is going to have a Saints first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
First down, New Orleans.
And that's going to do it. Clock hits zeros. They're not going to get another playoff. Time has run out on this third quarter. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. Picked off by Xavier McKinney. And the Giants are right back in this football game. Now with that interception, you feel like we got a ball game again. Remember, 2-score contest and still time left here in the fourth.
And in the old days, not too long gone either, throwing the ball here would have been an absolute no-no. But the way the game's played now, throwing it makes sense. You just have to be careful when you put it in the air.
He'll air this one out deep for Davis. He's got a man complete. And all the way down to the 29. A big play there for the Giants.
But they didn't ease into that drive right out of the turnover. They go for the big shot downfield and hit it. A lot of teams have that opportunity, but not every coach is going to green light that type of a play call. I love their aggressiveness.
On first down, he'll drop to throw. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
We've seen this quite a few times in this game. Offensive line unable to keep leverage, unable to keep people away, facing a lot of pressure. Fortunate just to get rid of it.
One of the reasons they're down is that inability, though, to stop the pressure. We saw another example of it there. Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. And he's going to go down. They get to him back at the 40. Marcus Davenport in there to get him. And on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him. The Giants on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This will be 3rd and forever. They'll look to throw here. He's going to fire one deep left sideline. And able to catch it on the left sideline, but they're going to rule him out of bounds. So it'll be incomplete. Certainly one they'd like to have back as it brings up 4th down. And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out. Got to try it here. He's back to throw. He's going to let it go again. And incomplete on the deep ball. Boy, it looked like he had it and dropped it. And the Saints will have the football back. He'll have a tough time living that one down. It's one thing, Charles, to drop a pass. It's quite another to drop it on 4th down.
And so many teams work on that in terms of locking in on those key downs. You know, you and I both been to practices where we've seen, hey, 3rd down situation, big 3rd down alert, lock in here, 4th down play, make sure you focus just a little bit extra. It didn't pay off in that situation.
And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up. I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely, you want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
And this one's going to go the wrong way. Losing yardage back at the 42. Now they're staring at a 3rd and 8. That last play backwards a yard. They'll set up to throw. And this pass broken up. And the contact well-timed there, and now 4th down. Here comes the Saints punter now, as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. Fielded just inside the 20. They'll score that a 36-yard punt, and it'll be Giant football 1st and 10. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. Their defense was able to force the punt. That's the good news, but this is still a 2-score game, and they need points on this drive and in a relatively quick manner. They'll start out on the ground. It's Saquon Barkley, and he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense rallying to the football and getting him on the ground, but I think the play gets made by the defensive front, because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost get into a ball sometimes, stack things up, and make it difficult for the runner to find a hole.
And a dangerous throw there as that's knocked down and incomplete.
Receiver coaches preach to their guys all the time. Separation, that's what's going to make the play successful. That time there was very little, and I think they were actually fortunate that it was only knocked away and not intercepted.
The Giants on 3rd down. 2 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 8. And I think that one might have been intercepted, but he will be ruled out of bounds. So this will go only as incomplete.
They went with the dime look that time on defense, just flooded the field with defensive backs, blanketed everyone, took away all the passing angles, thus the incompletion.
All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. To the sideline, and he's got it. They say the feet are down. Yes, the line judge says they're in. That'll be a 1st down.
All right, this is the time of the game where they're down a couple of scores, and they've really got to get some yards in chunks, and they know the defense doesn't want to give those up, but they've got to find a way to take them anyway.
Now the question is, can they string a few of those together? Back to throw again. To Barkley on the check down. And he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line. You cannot write these guys off just yet, not with a quarterback like that under center.
You mean it actually crossed your mind with him running the team that you could actually maybe write this game off?
Not yet.
Not a chance. Not with him. We've seen it too many times.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. That'll be caught. It's Tony. And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out. Clock management definitely critical here if they want to get back in this game.
Absolutely agreed. They have to up the tempo in this case, down a couple of scores. Want to make sure they have a chance to win this ball game.
Again, he'll drop to throw. Right back to Tony. He's got another one. And down inside the 15 he goes. And he's certainly been a huge factor in this when he's got the 2 touchdowns to his credit. Now they look to him again. He picks up the first.
Yeah, I can hear everyone saying, well, why don't you cover him, double him, triple him, do what you have to do. But sometimes they get locked into such a groove and such a connection, it doesn't matter how many guys are in his area.
He certainly looks to be in that groove right now. So it's Giants football here as we welcome you back. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score. They'll look to throw again. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
Whew, that's certainly not the worst thing. It stops the clock and lets your offense catch its breath and lets us exhale a little bit. Now I expect them to call a couple plays in the huddle so they're ready if a tackle happens inbounds.
So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. Now here's a look for the end zone, but that one's going to wind up incomplete.
Now the question is obvious. Do you try to kick the field goal right here knowing that you need 2 scores? I would be thinking about if I were on that sideline. Get the field goal now, try and get the touchdown later.
This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10.
Here we go. 50. Mike 50.
Back to throw here. And this is caught now for a late touchdown. So hold everything here. This one's not over yet.
I'm not sure win-win is the proper term here, but it certainly felt like it. They got the touchdown they needed. But if I'm on the defensive side of the ball, okay, you got the touchdown, but it sure took you a long time.
Yeah, because offensively, though, you're probably hoping for a 1 to 5 play drive. That one ate up a little more time than they were hoping.
You're exactly right. And if you have that 1 to 5 play drive, you actually build up momentum and even more hope. When they had to slog their way downfield, they got the touchdown, but it's almost like, yeah, you know,
doesn't feel right.
Exactly.
But he will not get in here. He stopped up short of the goal line, and this will remain a 5-point game. So they got one of the 2 touchdowns they needed. Now for the onside kick. And the Saints hands team able to rein this one in. And now looking at the clock here, they do have 2 timeouts, but even if they force a 3 and out, they're going to have very little time remaining.
So that means they've got to be aggressive and find a way to knock the ball free. They've got to come up with it because they can't just rely, as you noted, on using their timeouts and getting the ball back. They might not have any time to mount an attack, even if they do play it that way. Get the football. That's their mantra.
Now the Giants will use the 2nd of their 3 timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. So they come up on 2nd down, and they can get another run like we just saw. Would likely put an end to this thing. That one looks like he'll throw here.
And that's caught by his tight end, Dalton Keene.
But they picked up a little bit of yardage there, and now, in this situation, should be in no hurry to run a play really fast. Let the clock wind down.
And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And he sidestepped one man, but reinforcements come to stop him right around the line of scrimmage.
When we talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot, he had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your eyes in the wrong place. But you're right about that one. He correctly figured that one out and made a really nice play.
They do get a yard there, but only a yard. Leaves them with 3rd and 9 looming. I guess the simple question, why not just take a knee there?
I don't understand either why you would take any sort of a chance. We've seen it happen in the game of football. Doesn't matter whether you've watched high school, college, or the NFL. Some people get a little greedy, try to get that extra running play in, and it can backfire on them. On 3rd down, here's Kamara.
Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short. He needed 9, he got 8. And that's going to leave him with a 4th and 1 on their side of the field. So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. This just a 35-yard attempt from the left hash. And the kick is good. So you wonder how this one might be remembered the next time these two teams meet. But until then, this game's over. So this one, a victory here for New Orleans. And they were really helped by their defense, forcing 3 turnovers.
I think what we saw in this one, today's defense. And what I mean by that is in the old days, pitching shutouts was big time. That was paramount. But the big thing was holding people down, holding down their yardage, right? Don't let them throw the ball through the air and gain a lot of. But now, it's about taking the ball away. Taking away possessions, getting the ball back for their offense. They had 3 takeaways in this one, and it led them to victory.
So for the Saints, they continue to make their case for the playoffs as they move to 9-3. And they'll have another road date next week with the Los Angeles Rams. Meanwhile, for the Giants, it's a loss that could wind up costing